Dollar. Dirt on money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew, man? We're back, baby. Today, we have 6 most disturbing things caught on police body cam footage. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that's one thing. I haven't watched it in a while. Lately, I haven't been on YouTube watching things unless we are reacting to things. That's just lately. Typically, I do watch YouTube. I'm not one of the YouTubers who be like, I don't watch YouTube.
Yeah.
This lately, I haven't been seeing anything just catch my eye besides things we react to. But at one point, I used to stay watching the police body cam footage.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching them join faithfully. Like, we would just sit down, eat dinner, we just watch police body cam footage, man. It's just the crazy things you see, bruh.
So many wild things.
Like the one I sent you today. The lady at Applebee's. Now you done called the police about you being dumb. Now your sister gone to jail. All because you called the police. Because you didn't want to pay for the endless shrimp.
I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't watch the whole thing.
All you had to do was watch the first part.
Yeah, I watched the first part.
It was 4 parts.
Oh, I didn't watch the whole
first
thing.
part.
I got irritated.
Why?
Cause I was like, why we calling the police about some food?
Cause she didn't want to pay the bill.
I was like, I'm not like y'all do too much.
She didn't want to pay the bill, so she said, if $15.99 for endless, I let my brother get some, and they want to charge everybody because they were feeding y'all endless, and so if y'all tried to play the system,
so if everybody's right, just because you the one that ordered,
yeah.
But
So you hand
everybody at this table.
So everybody at the table gonna get an endless, yeah. Talking about we gonna pay the bill. No, you didn't. If you was gonna pay the bill and you was comfortable with paying the bill, you would have. Yeah, exactly. And the man said on the menu it said 15
Why
per
did sister
person.
end up going?
Because she got to start getting smart with the police officer.
I probably go watch. I got irritated. I hate dumb folks.
But hey, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you got to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals.
Liking it with a thumbs up.
Also, the sister was intoxicated too. So
she should have stayed in the
inside.
And
he said, ma'am, be quiet. She was like, I ain't finna be quiet. I'm just... He kept saying, so she escalated the situation. He just said, go to jail. If you can't handle your liquor, stop drinking. But hey, also, if you're new to the channel, haven't been here already, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you're returning and haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 300K by when?
By the end of the year.
So we need y'all help with getting us there. We're trying to get there ASAP, man. Let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get it.
On December 25th, 2020, a 63-year-old man named Anthony Quinn Warner drove his RV to Nashville, Tennessee's 2nd Avenue and woke up nearby residents with the sound of a robotic digital female voice coming from his RV, warning everyone around the vehicle to evacuate the area.
You couldn't realize what that was when you first saw his photo? I said, I remember it.
Yeah, but when he said I said, oh yeah, I remember this situation.
I remember this, like, I do remember this. It's nowhere near where we stay. It's like downtown Nashville, like downtown. And honestly, we don't frequent this area. But I want to say it's close to where my job was moving to. I was like, bro, I'm not trying to go that far, like having to drive that far when I was working. And I was just like, I'm finna go home, bro. I'm finna go work from home. I'm not finna like. Yeah. So I transitioned to go work from home. But yeah, and this is the area you want to think of something like that would happen.
This area must be evacuated now. This area must be evacuated now. If you can hear this message, evacuate now. If you can hear this message.
Soon, the female voice repeatedly mentioned that the RV was going to detonate, and a little after 6 a.m., the voice became more and more insistent, announcing that the vehicle would detonate in 15 minutes. In the body cam footage that was later released by the authorities, a group of Nashville police officers can be seen walking around the downtown area, urging any stragglers to evacuate for their own safety.
So you're not doing but there is something serious happening down the road.
Go for 11.
Okay. Do you mind going down to 2nd and
Where do they need to go when they are evacuated?
That's so weird. That's like something out of a movie.
like the purge?
Yeah.
Evacuate now.
Keep watching the purge.
Evacuate now. Stay clear. Vehicle. Stay clear. Vehicle.
The robotic voice and its ominous warnings give the whole scene an extremely eerie vibe, like as the police officer mentioned, something out of the movie The Purge. Strangely, the RV also broadcasted snippets of the 1964 hit song Downtown by Petula Clark, which is a song about how if you're ever feeling sad or lonely, you should go downtown and you'll feel better in the hustle and bustle of the city. Unfortunately, the robotic voice wasn't bluffing, and just 15 minutes later, the RV detonated near the AT&T building, causing damage to more than 50 buildings and even collapsing a few of them with its massive blast radius.
Yes.
In the aftermath of the incident, the cops can be seen assessing the damage and moving nearby pedestrians to safety through Bodycam footage that can only be described as apocalyptic.
Second Broad. Commander 425, are you 10-4?
Ethan 4.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
No, my guys.
Where's your car?
How you doing?
Okay, go to your car.
What's going on? 217, myself and 215 are all going around.
I will say it's crazy. Like literally, y'all had a warning for a long time because it did go off for a long time, and nobody. It seemed like the people that were still there on the scene that got affected. I don't think they really took it that serious.
Or the fact that you just hearing this noise outside, there's no type of alert on your phone. There's like nothing on the TV. Like there's like nothing else other than you just hearing this weird.
There was police presence that were moving around, so I can't speak on.
Yeah, I can't speak on it. And I don't know if he was able to hit every building before it detonated. Like that, I can't speak on. So I don't know.
Command, make sure all units are direct. There may be ammo in that vehicle. We don't need anybody coming up the 2nd Avenue exposed.
You okay? Yeah, I'm good, man. I appreciate it.
Even though the explosive inside the RV was extremely powerful, the cops managed to evacuate most of the nearby residents, and thankfully nobody outside the RV lost their lives. Although 3 people were injured and had to be hospitalized after the vehicle incident, the only person who lost his life was Anthony Warner himself, who was still inside the vehicle at the time of the detonation.
Still inside the whole time?
After the incident, the authorities started digging deep into Anthony's past to figure out what could have caused him to do something so insane, and what they found was pretty disturbing. As it turned out, Warner was pretty much a paranoid loner obsessed with conspiracy theories about shape-shifting alien lizards that were trying to take over the world. It was also revealed that 16 months before the explosion, Warner's girlfriend had called the cops to report that Anthony had been building explosives inside the RV outside their home. Even more disturbingly, less than a week before Christmas, Warner's neighbor had reportedly asked him if Santa was going to bring him anything good for Christmas, to which Warner replied, "Oh yeah, Nashville and the world are never going to forget me." But despite the clear desire for attention, the cops never managed to truly figure out Warner's motive, and it was eventually concluded that he probably didn't want to hurt anyone, and that a fatal cancer diagnosis mixed with other factors had contributed to Warner's declining mental health.
Yeah, I think this was just chunked up to. I think he really had like a lot of mental things going on. I remember they were searching his crib over in Antioch, like looking into things and stuff. I do remember like even the aftermath of it, but it's like very vague memory because luckily there was no casualties really.
Yeah.
So it's like you're like, okay, this is one of the ones that we got a kind of lucky break behind this one, you know, because it actually could have been worse. And honestly, let's be honest, he probably didn't want to really hurt anyone besides himself. Because you wouldn't play that message that long if you really wanted to harm people, you know? Or what you think?
My thing, like going to downtown to a public area, parking your RV, like I can't 100% say that, but also I don't know. He's out here for us.
But I'm saying he had that warning message.
I got
and
you.
they was just speaking loud.
And honestly, if people was to evacuate and be running on the streets, people honestly could have got even like it could have been worse. Like personally, that's just my thoughts. Like, but I don't know, cause I don't really know like how like have I been on second?
I don't think you've been that part.
I don't know, but
I've been down that part. But
I'm just thinking, like, if people was just out on the street, like walking by, or trying to evacuate, or trying to get somewhere, things probably could have been worse than what it was. But I don't know. I can't say.
On March 9th, 2023, at around 12:30 p.m., an anonymous caller dialed 911 and told dispatchers that a man that had just run into a food market on Cleveland's Central Avenue was claiming that he had just been kidnapped. As soon as police arrived, they were able to talk to the alleged victim, and the jarring conversation was captured on one of the cops' body cams.
I won't be able to fix his busted pipe for his washing machine. Okay. I was putting a water line for his ice and for his refrigerator. And when I got downstairs, another dude came out. They had guns on me and they robbed me. I mean, they tied me up. They had plastic laying on the ground.
Disturbingly, the zip ties and duct tape that were used in the kidnapping can still be seen on the man's body as he explains what happened to him. As the victim mentions to the cops, the perpetrators forced him into his own van, robbed him, and then held him for ransom before he managed to escape.
So they put this on my face, they get me in my van, and they bring me over here. They turn the location up on my phone. One of the guys is in back with me. And
which way did the car go?
Huh?
Where'd the car go?
It was parked this way, and I ran all the way down here to here. We were parked right over there.
You're parked on 49? What kind of car was it?
It's my van.
As the cops later found out, the main perpetrator was 51-year-old Ahmed Johnson, whom the victim had been in federal prison with at some point in his life.
Oh, wow.
After digging deeper into the case, they uncovered the whole story of the kidnapping. As the victim mentioned in the video, the kidnapper had hired him for a plumbing job, and when he arrived at the house in Cleveland's Buckeye Woodhill neighborhood, he was led downstairs where he would allegedly be shown the leaky pipe that he had to fix. Once downstairs, Ahmed led the victim to another room, where another man jumped out and held him at gunpoint. After stealing his phone and Apple Watch, the kidnappers bound the victim and put him into the back of his own van. As the perpetrators drove the van towards the city's central neighborhood, they made the victim call a friend and bring around $15,000 to a nearby gas station in exchange for his return. But as the van slowed down, the victim somehow managed to jump out and ran down East 49th Street. Thinking quickly, the victim ran into a convenience store where he would be protected by the public eye, causing the suspects to drive off. 2 weeks later, the cops managed to make an arrest, and Ahmed Johnson was charged in Cleveland court with aggravated kidnapping. As of today, there have been no further updates to the case.
So where the other guy?
Right. I need to know, honey.
Yeah, because I
got him too.
Because obviously y'all know who he is, because that was the whole plot. Boy, that's crazy.
That is so scary.
And just imagine, like, those things happen for real. This happened in 2023. Like, this stuff is, like, this is the type of thing you think about that happened, like, in movies. And when you think about, like, serial killing things that happened back in the 60s and 70s and 80s. You know what I'm saying? Where somebody lured you down. That's why, hey, shout out to those who are bold enough to go in people's homes and go into the basement and do a job. I couldn't.
Because you really don't know what people
I don't trust people.
Facts. You don't know what people are planning or have been plotting. Like, you just don't know things. I just be like,
You never know what people might be capable of doing.
I know everybody got a job, and that's, people
job,
they got to do what they got to do, but my goodness.
Shout out to those, like, and now that's his job, like, right?
Yeah.
Do you go back to doing that job?
Paranoid.
Exactly.
I'm going to be paranoid.
Exactly, man.
And that's no way to live.
Facts. And that's why I'm like, where the other person? The other person that got away. They know who I am.
There's no updates.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure y'all still in communication with each other from
or you
jail.
know who he is, but you know he'll no snitch rule, so he ain't gonna tell.
On September 9, 2019, an Albuquerque Police Department officer saw a young man performing a traffic stop on a gray Nissan SUV. Strangely, the man wasn't dressed like a police officer at all. In fact, he was dressed as an ordinary citizen in jeans, a black polo, and an Air Force cap as he wrote down the driver's information. Sensing that something was off, the officer pulled the man aside to talk to him, and from the beginning, the man seemed a little on edge.
You can tell by the lights this ain't no real police officer. The lights is flickering on the car.
I'm the type, personally, I'm so paranoid. I guess because I watch too much stuff. If it's an unmarked car,
I've been pulled over by unmarked.
I just can't get with it.
I've been pulled over by unmarked.
Like, I don't want to, like, flee the
But also,
continue.
I've been pulled over by a detective that's in, like, plain clothes, but he was in a suit.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I needed to be pulled over that day. I was gone.
Well, accountability.
I was doing 95 and a 40. So, you know what I'm saying? I was rolling. Yeah. But the bad thing is, the reason why I got pulled over, he was doing 90 and it's 40. We both were running late. And I was trying to pass him. That's why he pulled me over.
Because you were going 5 miles
I was going 5 miles over here. Because I was behind him rolling. I'm like, all right, we rolling. He was in an expedition at the time. But back to what I was saying. Oh, dang. You threw my whole... He didn't give me no ticket.
Oh, he didn't give me no ticket.
He didn't give me no ticket. But I've been pulled over by unmarked up here, too.
Yeah.
I've seen hella unmarked up here.
Yeah.
The other one was back at home.
I just said, just me, like if I'm by myself, especially at nighttime, I'm just going to be a little on edge about it.
At nighttime, it's a little more different, though.
You want to talk to her for a minute?
I do.
What's going on? Let's just talk back here real quick.
What the? Because your mentality, anyways, to want to do some weird impersonating a police officer.
Yes,
you are
that's
weird,
strange.
bro. You even got the lights on your car, but
everything.
Because the lights on a police car, like that's another thing they say. Like how you could tell it's the color of the lights. Because most police cars have blue lights, and
Who do you work for?
Really nice shirts on.
Oh, okay.
I know, I'm under-equipped.
Okay, because normally you do... Yeah,
bro, lying like a motherfucker. Look at his little young ass.
We're out here, man, if we're making a traffic stop, you're just gonna have to stop, dude. Alright? Do you have an ID with you?
I mean, this is all I got. I mean, like I said, I'm under-equipped. I was just heading over there to the courthouse.
To the courthouse for what?
To get my crap.
To get your crap.
I know, it makes no sense. I caught him going 120 down I-40.
Okay. Why do you have lights on this vehicle?
Personal? I know.
Do you have an ID with you at all?
No, I keep it on my uniform.
The man claims that he was on his way to the courthouse when he pulled over the driver of the gray Nissan. Suspiciously, though, he claims he doesn't have any sort of identification on him because he allegedly left it inside his uniform. After a bit of questioning, the man says his name is Brendan Wazinski and confesses that he was using his personal vehicle to pull over civilians, but insists that he's been an officer of the law for 3 years.
Simple. And I'm not here to mess with you, man. It's just the thing is, yeah, he was speeding, dude. You could have called it in, and because if you get into shooting, you're screwed.
Right.
All right, man.
I understand. This, for starters, I know this looks really bad.
Right.
This looks really bad. This screams whacker.
Right. How long you been on?
About 3 years.
Okay. I've been on for like 13 years. All right, so.
After checking the database, the officer notices Brendan's name doesn't pop up on any nearby law enforcement agency's list, and at that point, his only option is to put the suspect in the back of his vehicle while he waits for his supervisor to figure things out.
You already know he's illegal because of the lights that's on the vehicle. So that in itself is all lies. And then he...
Less than 5 minutes later, Brendan gets cold feet and confesses that he's not a real cop.
What's up, man?
Alright. I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. I'm not a cop.
Okay.
Duh.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be
What's that badge from?
I bought it offline.
Okay. Do me a favor, stay in here, okay? For a second.
Y'all been too easy with him,
As
bro.
soon as his supervisor arrives, the officer briefs him on the situation, and they decide to arrest Brendan for impersonating a police officer.
Better.
After putting him in cuffs, the sheriff arrives to assess the situation. I honestly don't know how long Brendan was expecting to be able to get away with pulling people over pretending to be a cop, but it seems as though he was hoping to play vigilante with no consequences forever. Even though he didn't have a weapon in his belt at the time, it's not uncommon for people like Brendan to start using guns and handcuffs as intimidation tools once they get more comfortable and start thinking they can get away with it. Obviously, it's incredibly dangerous to have random people driving around the city pretending to be cops when they really have nothing to do with law enforcement at all, which is why the officers have no other choice but to bring him into the police station. After arriving at the station, the cops try to get Brendan's full statement, but the suspect contradicts himself a bunch and lies to try to get the officer's sympathy. Brendan says he was on his way to work when he saw a guy going 120 on the freeway and confesses that he freaked out when the cop asked him about his identity. Strangely, he alleges that the badge he used to fake his identity used to belong to his dad, who supposedly used to work with the sheriff's department before he was killed in the line of duty 5 or 6 years prior.
And then when I made contact with you, I noticed you had a badge. Where'd you get that badge from?
It belonged to my dad.
It belongs to your dad? When was
Well, it did.
It did? Is he still around, or did he pass away?
Well, he was killed.
Oh, he was killed, okay.
As it was later revealed, this was a complete lie. And the truth was that he bought the badge online as he had initially confessed when the cop interrogated him. It's hard to imagine that he thought he was going to get away with a lie like that when there was video evidence of him saying that he bought the badge online less than an hour ago. During the interview, it was also revealed that Brendan was only 18 years old, even though he said he was around 25 when the cop initially pulled him over. This makes the fact that he said he was married and needed to call his wife even more sketchy, and it's hard to tell which details of the story are true and which ones are completely made up.
All of them made up.
A few seconds later, things get a little scary when Brendan confesses that he had a loaded weapon in the glove compartment of the vehicle, which wasn't initially visible in the video. Considering he's a compulsive...
You didn't do a proper search? God damn.
Do nothing right.
You said you've been on the force for 13 years, so now I'm like, nigga, you might need to go through retraining. Because I don't trust you as a police officer. Like, let's be real, bro. Like, you didn't do none of this at all good or great. Like, then you've been on the force for 13 years, you had to call a supervisor regarding this situation. For 13 years, see?
Like, clearly you know he impersonating a cop. Like,
you are over here training. I know you've been on the force for 13 years. I know you have trained other police officers. I know you have had a ride along. You know? And you let this baby face it. Come on, bruh. And how do we know for a fact this person that he pulled over was doing 120?
Right.
We don't know. Motherfucker could have just said, yeah, I saw a black person. I don't know.
You don't even know if
I said I don't know.
Well,
you don't know who it is driving.
Right. So I wouldn't have.
It could have been any kind of. I'm just saying. Could have been any kind of motivation to want to pull. He probably do this regular. Bro, you could have just said those are illegal lights anyway to be flashing red and white light. No, that's ambulance lights.
Impulsive liar and an irresponsible teenager, it's pretty horrifying to imagine what he would have done with the handcuffs and gun had he been given the chance to play vigilante for a few more days or weeks or whatever. In March 2020, a judge sentenced Brendan to a year of probation. But just a few weeks later, he failed to report to his probation officer, refused to get a psych exam, provided a false address, and missed a scheduled meeting. As a result, the judge tightened his probation conditions, and as of today, there have been no further updates to the case.
Tight. Oh my God.
At around...
Do you feel like he got off a little easy?
Yeah, because he go
nigga lie. He's a compulsive liar,
and he do need a mental evaluation, psych evaluation.
He's a compulsive liar. He just lying, bro. The man gave y'all false. He said, bro, the fuck? You can't make this shit up, bro.
Crazy.
Updates to the case.
Oh, Lord.
At around 8 p.m. on September 30th, 2021, 3 children ages 6, 6, and 7 were reported missing in the Flamingo Lake neighborhood in Montgomery, Texas. According to the parents, the kids had gone missing after they went into the Sam Houston forest and wandered off the main trail to go play in a creek. After the disappearance was announced to the public, the authorities launched a massive search that included helicopters, dogs, drones, off-road vehicles, and hundreds of police officers from multiple law enforcement agencies. The next morning, an anonymous Good Samaritan who was very familiar with the layout of the woods decided to take matters into his own hands and went into the national forest by himself to find the kids. At around 9 a.m. on September 31st, the man found the kids and called 911 to bring the children to safety, and the whole rescue was captured on Sergeant Jason Smith's body cam.
Come out, can y'all come to me? Come to me.
6 and 7?
Yeah, come to me, there's an opening right here.
How long they been out there?
Dang. I heard when he said it, but
I was just still blown away at the names. I mean, not
ages.
the names, the ages 6, and 7.
Yeah.
And then they out here in the forest.
Yeah, playing in the creek.
That's...
Come to me. Yeah, come to me. There's an opening right here. Come on, kids, come to me.
They wouldn't let me in over here last night, so I just took off around the back. I've been looking all night long.
Yes, sir. I have all
Jesus
3
is
children.
good, ain't he? Ain't Jesus good?
He is good. Kids, I'm the police. Are y'all ready to get out of the woods? Come on,
man.
buddy.
Let's get out of here. You got cheeseburgers in your car?
We're going to get something to eat. Okay? You want to hold my hand? We'll get out of here?
Even though the kids were found just a little over a mile away from where they entered the woods, they'd still been lost for over 24 hours, and pretty understandably they were hungry.
Yeah.
As it was later revealed, the kids had spent the night in the forest, sheltering themselves under a fallen tree until the volunteer came to rescue them, which is why they had leaves and branches in their hair in the footage.
Here, let's pick this. Grab hold of that. There you go.
You're really strong.
Am I really strong?
I don't think
Lose your shoe? I got you.
Who the little ringleader out of that got y'all wondering off? That's who got y'all. Which one said, let's just keep going? You know what I'm saying? We all been there. We all done it. We all been some bad ass kids before. Like, it's always one that we all falling behind. Must have been a 7-year-old. What? You said, nah, I ain't never did nothing like this. I'm saying doing not at this extreme rate, but did some bull crap. And you like, yeah, I'll follow my little cousin. They said, let's go. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do wonder like what happened. I'm glad that they were found safe.
Facts. And luckily it's not
so
too
scary.
long. Yeah.
Even though they had spent the night with minimum shelter and hadn't had anything to eat for 24 hours, the children still seemed to be in pretty good spirits as Sergeant Smith escorted them out of the woods. And toward the end of the video, he can be seen guiding them to the clearing where a bunch of cop cars sit waiting for them.
Thank you, fellas. Y'all got it? Come on, kids. Let's come out to the road.
Where the parents at?
Oh, yeah. What? There you go, buddy. Look at you. You made it.
She got shoes on.
It's honestly pretty terrifying to think that if they hadn't been found then and there, the kids would have probably ended up succumbing to the elements. But thankfully, they were able to get back home to their parents.
Thankfully.
Yeah, it's a good outcome in this situation, man.
Most definitely.
But which one of y'all look bad? Got y'all out there in the woods. Cause there was a mile. That's a distance for kids.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You whooping your child and come back home after this.
No.
Do you give your child a whooping, or you just like, don't y'all ever take y'all?
Well, they allowed them to go and like play in the creek and
But
stuff.
you get what?
So maybe it's like.
But
so I do wonder, like, what, like, did y'all see something, or did they see something in, curiosity, you kids, you know what I'm saying, like that. But I'm so glad they were found safe.
Facts.
On January 30th, 2017, New Mexico police received a disturbing call from a witness in Nevada who claimed he had seen a woman being taken out of her Las Vegas apartment by a man and put into a white van with a Texas license plate. After receiving the alert, the cops were able to locate the van in question less than 24 hours later and arrest the driver and passenger.
Passenger!
Once the suspects are out of the vehicle, the cops approach the white van, and that's when they find something incredibly disturbing.
Put a camera on this thing. Got a camera. You need a...
Oh my God, thank you.
Okay. Got it? It's rolling? Okay, it's rolling. Okay, we're gonna get you out of here, okay?
I got pictures of her and I got pictures of the chains.
In the back of the vehicle, the cops find a woman named Jane who is chained to the floorboards of the van by the suspects. And as soon as the officers set her free, she gives them her disturbing testimony. According to the victim, the man who was driving the getaway van was her ex-boyfriend Jack, who broke into her apartment and took her. Even though she fought hard to escape, Jack was trained in mixed martial arts and was a lot heavier than her, and it didn't take him long to take her out of her home. Jane assumed it was her neighbors who saw the altercation and called the police, and it was thanks to that 911 call that the cops were able to rescue her. Once inside the police car, Jack doesn't seem all too distressed that he's about to be put away for a long time, and he can even be seen interacting pretty calmly with the officer driving the vehicle, asking him if he has a favorite hymn and singing the words to Amazing Grace as he's taken to jail.
You got a favorite hymn?
What's that?
You got a favorite hymn?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I don't know. I've never been into them. What about you?
What about Amazing Grace? You like that one?
I'll take it.
Amazing Grace, how sweet.
He's too calm. He's too calm, bro.
Maybe some screws.
Yeah.
Screws,
that man ain't all up there in the head, man. And he look young.
Very much so.
What you would give him?
Oh, age?
Yeah.
Maybe like 27, 28.
Right around what? That's right around. I'm youngest 25, oldest 28, 29. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
But
that's crazy, man.
That's so.
As it was.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say thanks to those neighbors, because a lot of the neighbors, a lot of people, bystanders, they're like, I'm gonna mind my business.
Y'all always complain about neighbors being nosy.
But sometimes be thankful for them lazy. I said lazy nosers. them nosy neighbors.
Yeah.
Be thankful for them, because without them making this call, there's no telling what he had planned.
Facts. I wonder was she screaming, kicking, or they? It was
I think a little. Yeah. Yeah, because she said she tried to fight him.
What you finna say? I'm saying
altercation.
Yeah.
But I said but she said she tried to fight him, but he trained and stuff, so and he's bigger than her, so he overpowered her.
Yeah, but even with that noise, you hearing the commotion.
I'm calling.
Oh, you gonna pick up?
As it was later revealed, Jack's accomplice in the kidnapping was 19-year-old Samuel Brown.
19.
In the other cop car, Samuel asked the police officer to have a conversation with him, claiming that he's scared of everything that's happening.
Is it okay to talk? Is it okay to talk? Yeah. Anything. I'm just kind of scared. Okay. What are the police gonna ask me?
During the investigation, the police found that Jack and Samuel had planned to take Jane into a cave in New Mexico that Jack had dug into the side of a hill, where they would later brainwash her into marrying one of them, according to the police report.
What?
After the horrifying incident, Jack was sentenced to life in prison, and Samuel to a little over 5 years in prison. It's pretty disturbing to imagine where Jane would be if that 911 call hadn't been placed and the cops hadn't intervened.
Right. Man.
You think that's the right sentence for Jack?
Jack is the boyfriend, right?
Yeah. He's the mastermind. I wonder why he get life for a kidnapping though.
Was it? Well, maybe. I don't know if he had I don't know if they took that into account, other criminal history, or was it because she was?
I was gonna say priors.
And I was like, is it because maybe the way that they found? I don't know. I don't know. But I was.
Maybe somebody can fill us in the comments why. I don't know everything about the law. You learn stuff new every day, but him getting a life sentence is different for me. I haven't heard somebody get a life sentence for a situation.
Yeah, no, I feel you. That would be good information. But I can't say yes or no, but I'm glad that justice, as far as him being.
Well, I do get it. The fact that he took her over state lines.
Maybe that's
another offense. Would it be sex trafficking?
It could. It could.
Fall.
I don't know all his charges, so it could be.
It could fall under a lot of different.
They probably hit him with a lot of stuff. Good thing they did, because what?
But Samuel, he screwed up too.
Yeah. In my head, I was like 5 years.
5 years ain't enough for me. That ain't enough for that man. That man a little loose screws up there. It ain't all. wire right
Elevator
up
don't
there.
go all the way to the top floor. I don't play like that.
Let's go, man.
On April 8 of 2021, police officers from the city of Whitehall, Ohio, about 6 miles away from Columbus, received a report that a man was allegedly impersonating a police officer at a traffic stop. Upon arriving at the scene, they found a 26-year-old man named Casey Donovan Williams asleep in what appeared to be a Whitehall police cruiser. When he woke up, he told the cops that he was an off-duty cop working a special duty detail. At first, the officers bought his story, but when they were told there was no special duty assigned at that time, they returned to get the real story. And the exchange was captured on the cops' body cam.
But you have no ID from them, all right?
No.
And have you ever been sworn in by them?
I've talked to the chief.
No. I'm asking you a direct question. Have you been sworn in by
It's
them?
very important you answer this correctly, because being a former police officer or someday a current police officer, you know if you lie in this situation, you go directly to jail.
No, I'm not.
So I'm going to put that right
listen,
out.
I'm not.
So
trying-
if
I'm
you
not,
are telling me you are a police officer right now, is that what you're telling me?
No.
So you are not a commissioned police officer.
I have spoke with the chief.
That's not what I'm asking you.
Okay.
I'm asking you one question. Are
Yes
you
or
a
no?
commissioned police officer through the state of Ohio?
I have an OPUDA certificate.
That's not what I'm asking.
That's not what we're asking you.
I'm explaining to you. I have
No, you're not. You're not answering the question. You're avoiding the question. It's very simple. Are you a sworn police officer anywhere in the state of
means
Ohio with
commission.
any department?
Not currently.
Okay.
As soon as the cops start applying a bit of pressure, Casey confesses that he's not an actual commissioned police officer, and when the cops mention to him that he risks going to jail if he lies, he decides to call one of the officers who supposedly gave him the job to try to save himself from the consequences.
Okay. 1 second. Would you be willing to speak to the supervisor from the company?
From
Watchman?
From Watchman?
Yes.
Is he an actual police officer?
You are an actual police officer, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, he is. Where are you commissioned at?
It doesn't matter. He's not here doing anything.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's the superintendent of the state highway patrol. That's irrelevant to the situation.
Kind of is still relevant. If he did get him a police cruiser, he needs to get his ass fired and locked up too.
It's irrelevant because we can't even verify for sure
True.
who's on the phone, who you
That
are.
is
Are you
true.
like we don't? Who? This
Come
is
on
your
down
friend.
to. Well, I ain't gonna say come
Like,
on down to the scene.
It is irrelevant.
Yeah.
We're the one at hand.
I get that, but we do need to know who gave him the vehicle, so we can. If somebody did give him the vehicle, that's an officer. We need to get them arrested.
Take them to jail. Take them all to jail.
You say take them all.
Just take everybody to jail.
Lock them up. Throw away the key.
Even though he seems to have a pretty intricate series of excuses to justify his actions, the cops sense there's more to the story than Casey's letting on. After mentioning to the cops that he was just trying to make a little extra money by allegedly working for the Glenwood Police Department, he realizes his chances of getting out of an arrest are pretty slim, and that's when he resorts to asking the cops for mercy.
That's all I was trying to do. Please do not. I'm asking you for courtesy, man to man. Please.
Man to man.
Ruin my career. Please.
I think you did that kind of on your.
Throughout the exchange, it seems as if Casey either doesn't realize the severity of what he's doing, or he really thinks the cops are going to let him get away with showing a fake badge and even carrying a weapon while pretending to be an officer of the law. Still, things were about to get a whole lot worse for Casey, because after he was put in the real police officer's cruiser, the cops searched his vehicle and found a loaded AR-15 rifle, a tactical vest, a loaded handgun with 15 rounds of ammo, a taser, 2 pairs of handcuffs, and pepper spray.
What?
It's pretty disturbing to think of what could have happened if the cops hadn't arrested Casey then and there, because even though he didn't seem to have any bad intentions at first glance, Casey could have used the badge, vehicle, and weapons for some pretty nefarious purposes if he wanted to, by simply convincing people he was a real police officer. From kidnapping to extortion and everything in between, a fake cop can be extremely dangerous. As it was later revealed, this wasn't the first time the suspect had gotten in trouble for trying to pull similar stunts. Although at one point he had been a corrections deputy at the Pickaway County Jail, he was forced to resign after trying to enforce his authority as an undercover cop at a fair when he hadn't been instructed to do so.
That's the reason why I say everybody don't need to go into law enforcement. Some people, that's not their MO. They want it as far as like an ego stroke. Like, so this ain't
power and authority over people.
Yeah, like, so he's been a correctional officer, worked at the county. So he part of the sheriff's department at one point.
At one point. That's why I guess he was like, not currently. No.
And I guess you wouldn't be, because
But still.
So technically, he was sworn in at one point, right?
To be a CO.
But like that's different than being. All right, he was a correctional officer at the county, which is different than being at a prison. Because I thought if you sworn in somebody please fill me in on this. I can get the answer right now, but somebody please fill me in on this. Isn't like being sworn in as a CO with the sheriff department? Aren't you still technically a part of being a sheriff deputy? You get what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I can't answer that. So, but
I'm sure somebody watching this could be able to
answer. Yeah,
but I'm sure if I can just make one phone call and find that information. I just don't have that knowledge like right now. Mm-hmm. But I do know you being sworn in as a CO at a prison, you have no legal authority on the street. Mm-hmm. But so technically, that's what I'm saying. Like sworn in as a CO of a prison is different. I thought it was different than being sworn in as a CO at a county jail. Because then, but you still don't have the legal right as a police officer. Okay, so he's just fucked up in the head too, man.
To enforce his authority as an undercover cop at a fair when he hadn't been instructed to do so. After the incident in Whitehall, Casey was charged with impersonating a police officer, a 3rd-degree felony, and improper handling of a gun in a motor vehicle, a 4th-degree felony.
Yeah, go on get them felony charges, my guy. You think you're gonna do some time, though?
Should.
Man, if anything like the previous dude, nah.
Oh, well, probation. But this is not his first time, like, actually getting caught or whatever the case may be. Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah. If they like actually do something, because it was the fair incident, and then now this incident, then they found all like the different stuff, the guns and stuff like that.
Had way more evidence this time.
Way more stuff, yeah. So don't know, but yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, fast, man. But y'all spend what's up, man. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts before it's about it in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
You are? We out.
Time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my